Welcome back to another Alliance War video. We have for Loki versus PBT. This is war number 5. We are on a losing streak, so let's get to it. They banned Scorpion, CGR, and Hercules. And I'm on path 7 this war in section 1. I had a different team and I prepped for a different team. I was going to bring Professor X, Quicksilver, and Tigra. But we had some movement issues and I had to rearrange my team. I was completely prepping for something else, and I looked at the map and I was like, you know what, Namor can take my first 2 fights, and then I use Absman to open up section 2 a bit. And so this is a damage reflection when he shrugs, and Professor X with Quicksilver will actually turn down the shrug ability, so it would have worked perfectly, but Namor just reflects it anyway. So I took Namor to rank 4 for this. I used to love Namor. I used to play him a bunch, so I do kind of know his kit. I haven't played him in years, to be honest with you, but he's a beast. And so I really didn't have much of a plan or a known damage rotation at this rank for him. I just figured I'm going to hit him, bait heavies, and throw an SB3 for the Big Fury. I either initiate my outrage manually or just let it build, but this is kind of a feeling out process. I usually don't do this for war. I did not really prep for these fights when I took them because we needed to get things moving in the BG. So here you see it's going fine. I'm just baiting SB1. That's all I want to do, and I want to keep him in his corner so I don't get cornered. And I throw my SB2 there because I went into outrage, and I lost my SB3 so I don't get the Big Fury, but he goes down nonetheless. And next up I have an Hulk, and I popped an Invul for both of these fights just in case something were to go awry. Again, not prepped for this fully, and I don't like doing that, but it's you know, we had to kind of get things going in the battle group, so I couldn't really wait any longer. But sloppy war for me, but it all kind of worked out, I guess. So here we have Hulk, and the node does nothing to him. All I have to do basically is bait specials from him, and I open up and my parry just fails, or I miss it, I guess. But either way, Invul saved me from some damage, and then I'm off and running. The plan is to basically you know, land some bleeds on him, especially as his first life goes you know, as he dies and goes immortal and unblockable. But I'm going to at this point in the fight, I'm like, okay, so what do I want to do? Do I want to trigger? I think I want to trigger outrage manually and see what that rotation basically does in terms of damage. And I'm thinking like, okay, I just need to get to 15 stacks, and I want to bait a special here and then throw it just because of so he can dump his power. You see me backing up here, and I initiate outrage. I'm gonna get my Big Fury, and I'm just trying to gauge like how much damage does this really do. I have one more Namor fight after this, so I'm just kind of curious, and it does a healthy amount, but I have my Big Fury on. So I dash at him, unblockable SB2, and then I dash at him thinking that he's stunned, right? And I eat a combo right there, and I'm like, oh man. So I know he comes at me, I throw my SB2, and then now he's stunned, but I just waited out, and I'm gonna bleed him a bit. He goes into his immortal phase, and I'm hoping to push him to an SB1 right here, but it doesn't, and he's bleeding. And I dash at him and he dies. I should not have dashed at him because he has this weird phase mechanic when he's regenerating, but it all worked out. He died. So now I have Absman on hazard shift versus Terry, and the plan here basically is to go into magma form, and I'm going to power start 1, and I'm not poison immune, so I know I'm going to build up my morph charges to 600. I'm going to medium light medium into my SB2, and I have power backs that will hopefully get me enough power to basically spam another SB2, but the poison damage, depending on RNG that I get, will not kill me before I kill him. I do know this to be true. So right here I do medium light medium into my special 2, and you can see that he's just basically melting right here. So I do another full combo, get to my special 2, and he's dead. Now, this fight kind of made me mess up my next fight. I have a Null on 22. I want it's Incinerate and Shock Hazard with the Prowess build-up. And I want to basically stay in Magma because I'll be Incinerate immune and I will heal from the shock damage because I have energy resistance. And I want to just basically push him to an SP2, but in my mind, I know it's okay if he throws an SP1 and once Corruption hits, my Morph charges will max. But I don't purposely push him to an SP2. SP2 I can Dex. And this throws me off in the fight, and you'll see how. So I just want to make sure that all of my morph charges are up when I throw my special, and I want to make sure that I stay in Magma. And as this fight goes on, you see that okay, everything's fine. You know, I'm not taking damage. Parry is failing because of insult to energy. Right there, I should have done injury. I should have done a 4-hit combo and baited an SP2. But now I'm like, okay, I need to throw this special, preferably right there. Right here, I should have thrown it, and then I would have not had Corruption hit. But then I was thinking, I was like, I don't have my my morph charges yet, but that wouldn't have mattered. It would have just kept me in Magma. Then I could have medium, light, medium, and I would have just done massive damage. And I don't do that. I get pushed to an SP3, and now I'm in Magma again, but Corruption's on. So I eat a heavy there accidentally, and I'm like, you know what? I try playing with reverse controls. I'm like, eat another heavy manual. Push me to SP2, and then I just throw it because I know it'll end it, and the fight's over. So I just kind of use a heavy there to end the fight for me. So now I have a Path 8. This is Atuma, and I'm using Namor again. Just basically don't parry Atuma, and he can't really gain much of anything. He only shrugs debuffs when you eat a heavy, and I'm not going to place any non-damaging debuffs on him, and I'm not planning to eat a heavy, so I'm just going to bait heavies and kind of counter and just do the fight kind of like normally. Namor's a great Atuma counter, and bait SB1's easy to Dex, and I'm like, alright, perfect, this fight is going well. Again, I'm thinking, do I manually trigger Outrage or go to SB3 and do it? I'm not going to double up. There's no reason to double up my or push to double up my special 2s and get 2 Furies. It's just not needed. You see that he's already at like 30%. It's just not gonna happen because I'm not gonna get to 30 stacks in time. It'll prolong the fight basically if I try to do that whole double Fury thing with Namor. But I can throw this special 2 after 15 Outrage stacks and trigger Outrage. You see it does good damage. I wait for him to come at me, and he does, and then he doesn't. But he doesn't hit me, but then he get parried, and I eat a combo, and I'm like, man. But that Fury is still up there. You see he's hitting pretty hard, so I throw my special 1 to regen, and it kills most of him. So at this point, I'm like, all right, perfect. Just bait an SB1, and this fight is over. Now, next up, when we were planning, I was looking at the board, and I told my fellow officers that, you know, I can take Tigra into war, and this is my experience with Tigra. On my mini account, I have a rank 3 level 21 Sig 46, and here is a fight from that mini that I take with her. And it's just, you know, I do use Tigra. I don't think I'm a great Tigra player. I don't think I'm the worst Tigra player. This is a tier 5 war right here for a G1 alliance that I run, and I'm just like, okay, there's certain fights where I feel more comfortable doing, and other fights, obviously Tigra is just a beast, but takes more of a higher skill set. And I was like, okay, well, I can do some of these fights this war if it makes it easier and it's faster. So I plugged myself in for a few Tigra fights, 2, a Gallon and a Gore. I didn't end up taking the Gore just the way boosting and fighting worked out for everybody, but this is, I'm showing you guys what I basically use in my mini account, and this is the war in tier 1. I am fully boosted. I'm running you know, max MD. In my mini I only have 2 points in MD, and I use a power start 1, and you see that things kind of go sideways. at least in terms of the plan. So I plan to get just basically get a combo going, get neutralize up, and I want to bait a heavy, but he just doesn't throw it. And now I push him to an SB1. He throws this. I'm like, all right, perfect. I miss it, and then I get thrusted to an SB3, and I'm like, oh man, this is not what I want to do. And I actually had my mic on accident for this fight, so you hear me kind of say that it's kind of low. I turned down the volume on this because the sound is weird because of that. But here I'm like, okay, I got to reset. I need him to throw the special one, and I want that neutralize up. So that's what I'm trying to bait. And here I have it. I'm like, all right, perfect. He's in the corner. My heavy counter, and I need him to throw the special. Perfect. Heavy counter, and do not go to an SB3. Throw this SB2, and that's what I do. Dash back, and the fight's over. That's how it should have gone. If I would not have power started one boost, then it would have been fine. But let's take a look at the stats. Now you see we did lose another close one. We tied and lose on time. GG's to PBT. Shout out to B Manny, Andrew, and Madcat for the MVPs. And see you guys in the next one.